guys to my channel. My name is SKYMAN Universe. Today we're going to be reacting to Bad Batch episode 10, Common Ground. Last week's episode was pretty great. I loved all the stuff with Cad Bane. That was amazing. I've read in the comments as well, people were saying, well, maybe his performance as a bounty hunter wasn't as good because he obviously took on the damage with Boba Fett. Which would make perfect sense if he was a little bit slow or something. I don't know if they would have gone too far into that, but it's an interesting theory. It's an interesting concept, shall we say. But I find it strange that so far everything that we've said and speculated upon has appeared in the show. Do you think that's a bit strange? Like, literally just before we was talking about Cad Bane and his story, and then lo and behold, he turns up. I mean, that's... I find that a little bit strange, so it makes me wonder if anything like that will happen later on in the series, like with Crosshairs, for example. We don't know. We don't know what's happening with Crosshairs, but maybe today's the episode. We don't know. Common Ground, I don't know what to make of that, only that there is something with some people with similar interests. That's all I get from that. I have no clue or idea what to expect or what's really going on. Last week as well, I kept saying, our second to last episode, I asked my wife, I said how many episodes there were left, and she said, oh, there's 2 more. I was like, no way. I said, there can't be 2. She said, no, there's 2. So whether she was tricking me, I don't know. But there's plenty of episodes, 16 overall, and so there's plenty of things to happen still, which is great. But let's crack on with this. I'm hoping for some sort of Cad Bane level surprises, maybe Luke Skywalker level surprises as well, but I think that's probably too much to ask for, and I'd be very interested if anything could even top that. I don't think it could. But yeah, really hope something amazing happens in this episode, like always do. Also, I love the whole complete mess which is going on in Kamino at the moment, and the Kaminoans and all of that business there, trying to get back Omega, and to try and find out what their intentions are there. That's really great. I wouldn't be surprised, I mean, this might have happened in a novel or something, but if the Empire just say, enough of that, and then just completely wipe out Kamino and all traces of the clones, I mean, that would be quite an emotional, really, kind of quite a sad thing, where the Kaminoans actually ask the clones for help, and I'm going down that path again, where I think the clones are going to be saved and by Bad Batch, and then there's going to be a big old clone versus Empire thing. Really interesting, but yeah, that's my theory. Let's do this reaction. Interesting start.
Exchange was for your loyalty, yet that has not been forthcoming here on Raxus.
Right.
Go through with this.
This is Onderon. Superficial
Fellow
crowd.
citizens, under the Empire, Raxus will flourish once more.
Oh, it's not Raxus.
And as your
I thought that was the guy with the honored guard thing.
I promise to.
Keep it together, mate.
They wish to intimidate us, to scare us. But we shall
Oh, I thought I was going to do that. And watch him fall over the edge. Back in the good old days when the walkers used to be heroes.
How's the Mantel mix, kid?
Better than ever.
Yeah, it is.
Watching anything. Someone eating always makes me hungry.
An Imperial outpost.
I'm not interested in a history lesson, Goggles. You're being hired to low confinement. My clients
So
will
he was
need
a
to be given
separatist then.
coordinates.
Help a separatist? Not gonna happen.
Good man, Hunter. Someone's got some morals there.
Remember, I'll keep an eye on her.
I don't
Yes.
exactly trust you.
Come
either.
on.
Good. You just get out of here, will you?
This is good. Have fun, amigo.
Ready when you are, Sergeant.
Just please stay there and don't sneak on board.
Don't leave this parlor. Got it, soldier?
Good soldiers follow orders. Now stay there,
Hey, time.
amigo.
I got a
Stay.
mission for you. Now get scrubbing.
Oh my goodness, see what she did. I feel like when that shuttle comes out, that Imperial Marshal plate,
convinced?
No.
I wonder if there are going to be any other separatist prisoners in there. I mean, that would be really good. But I mean, Anakin did, you know. I thought it was... It'd be funny if those clones just shot right through it. Or was that bad? Probably bad.
This antique vase was gifted to Senator Singh for his years of service. It's priceless.
By who?
Droids.
Newt Gunray? Count Dooku? Here's a pot for your excellent work as a separatist leader.
My loyalty is to the people, not the Empire.
An unwise
Doesn't sound like a separatist to me. How'd you see them do it? This is what I wanted to see. The Bad Batch doing something awesome. And now they've got the walker. Don't forget your ridiculous hat. This is what happens if they just stun everyone. It makes it difficult for themselves. If they did their job properly, then... I mean, would they care about the Imperials that much? They shot a load of droids. Yeah. That did not last long. I thought they was gonna go and like shoot a load of people.
Bucket up and running.
They got new ones, so take us. Let's come. Dooku.
I cannot abandon my people.
Moral
Not
compass.
in Imperial custody.
Give me a break. All that effort to save you.
Live to...
No one can stop this kid! Oh!
I remember that bartender out of Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast. Bish? I don't know why, but I feel like maybe just at the end they need something so it leads on to something. And what I mean by that is something is going to happen in the next episode, or something that's going to happen later on in episodes, just so you have something to look forward to. Because, like I said in the last episode, it feels like these just wrap up really neatly at the end of each episode. So you can't speculate and you can't look forward to something and talk about things. I mean, from that episode, it was a really good episode, but for the grand scheme of things, I mean, what is there to talk about for the future episodes? There's nothing. If it had like just 1 minute section at the end showing that something's building up to something, maybe it's something to do with the Empire or Crosshairs or something, Camino, just so it keeps the tension up, and just something added in there. That's all it needs. Apart from that, then it would make the episodes feel more heartwarming, knowing that there's actually darker things going on in the background and building up to some interesting stories. Because at the moment, it just feels, yeah, that was good, and that was it. I mean, there was nothing really in there that was like, oh my goodness, it was a cool episode, and I like the idea that Bad Batch were sent off to do their thing. And I like the idea that Omega also did her thing as well and paid off the debt. But it's still where I think we're going to get the episode where it's just Bad Batch fighting through everything. It sort of nearly happened, but then I think that would have played better if that chap, the separatist leader, if he actually acted a bit more like a separatist and didn't have morals like a good person from the Republic. I mean, it's not all the Republic turned evil now and then all the separatists turned good. I mean, the separatists are still bad. It's just that the Empire are even worse. So there could have been some really conflicting ideas there and some sort of tension between Bad Batch obviously being clones of Republic and separatists being, hardcore separatists. That would have been good. And there could have been some really good things in there. But still, that's how I would have done it. And I'm not creating these episodes. So... but yeah, overall it was a good episode. I mean, what else is there to talk about that? There wasn't any sort of Cad Bane moments in there or anything like that. We don't know what's happening to the Bounty Hunters, nor Camino, nor Crosshairs, nor the Empire, nor really what's going on here at all. But like I said previously, I really do think it should build up to something on Camino. That would be so good, but that's me just speculating. I could endlessly speculate. I didn't even know that Cad Bane was going to be a thing last week and the week before. So there could be some like really cool surprises in store later on. I'm really hoping there is. And I wouldn't mind if it sort of turns into a bit more of an arc. So we've got things to kind of look forward to in the next episodes and tension or something. I think that's all it needs, because it's kind of, I'm getting the same sort of vibes from The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian did kick-ass things and was awesome and epic and did really good things, but it had Baby Yoda as that sort of heartwarming thing and brought it a bit more down to earth, so it's that family dynamic. Great, but I don't think Bad Batch needs to work or operate with the same thing. I don't know why every Star Wars thing now, it seems to be having that sort of format on there where it's like, you know, you have a child presence in there or someone young, when it contradicts what the Bad Batch were. I don't think Omega really gets in the way, but there appears to be a lot more of those sort of fatherly, daughterly moments in there, which I love. It's great, but is that getting in the way of Bad Batch? Like, I'd be very interested to know your thoughts here and how Omega fits in, especially now that Omega has been present throughout and we've really got into Bad Batch. I mean, do you think that she helps the story, or is she a little bit of a hindrance? I'm still sort of in the middle a little bit there, because I feel like she's got those good moments and those savvy things, like she's just paid off their debt. That's great. That's why I love Omega doing things, but then it's more that sort of, you know, sure, she's got to have a father figure, and that's touching, that's nice, and you've got the emotional thing in there, but there's just a small part of me which thinks, God, I just want to see these guys fight, and I just want to see them fight the Empire, and I just want to see more of the Empire becoming the Empire, and the Bad Batch going completely head-to-head with them all the time, and to be those really tense moments. But I don't know why the Empire people in here, the Imperials, they felt more like something out of Rebels, and I started to get the sort of Rebel vibe from them. Clone Wars is I felt was always really gritty and stuck in there. There was something in there for everyone. It feels like when you go to a planet, there's not just sort of one species on there, it's like everyone. But I want to see like cool new alien species, like something we haven't seen before. The Separatists, I'm sure, had some very unique aliens on there, like the Nemoidians. I mean, if they had someone new like that, and the whole planet filled with them, but it's always this mixed thing. I don't know why, it doesn't feel like there's new things happening. I just spot the aliens which I know, but there's just loads of them now. But I don't know, I feel like the Empire needs to be a little bit more ruthless, like the Imperials, and where you get that thing where no one actually gets shot. It doesn't seem like anyone really gets shot. Everyone in that, I think, just got stunned. But why would the Bad Batch stun the Imperial when they know the Imperials are bad and what they're capable of, and making their job even harder, knowing that they'll wake up in a minute from their stun thing? I don't quite understand that logic, but yeah, that's the sort of Rebels vibe I get from there. I feel like there was a lot more of that sort of stuff going on in here, like in Rebels, but those are just like small minor things. I mean, if something like amazing happened, I'm sure we'd be talking about that, but it's just not much really happens, so it's those really nitty gritty, itty bitty things which we talk about until the next episode. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this trailer action. My name is SKYMAN Universe. Take care of yourself, and remember, the Force will be with you always.